Hi again, it's Nicole. Kind of doing back-to-back videos right now. My children are happy, so I have a minute. And I wanted to talk today about BG required again, BG required and calibrating for auto mode. These videos are my personal experience, not to be used as medical advice. Please do not make that mistake. Okay, so again, we've called Medtronic 8,642 times with questions about auto mode and how it works. During one of those phone calls, it was revealed that there is a magic number with which you can have a successful calibration. I don't know if it guarantees it, but I do know that it increases the likelihood greatly. And that magic number is 35%. So here's the rule. If your BG falls within 35% of your SG, you will most likely get a successful calibration. Auto mode just doesn't work if you're not in it, and auto mode won't let you in if you can't calibrate correctly, if you can't calibrate successfully. So this is like a really big number. This is huge. And I'd like to say that honestly, probably 50% of my calibrations I do with the calculator, and sometimes I wait because I know I'm outside of that 35%, and I know it's going to give me more BG requireds. So I wait. Okay, so quick, I'm gonna try to do this fast. SG. Your SG is the value that you have on your pump screen. It is your sensor value, I believe. But the SG is definitely what's on your pump screen. Your BG is the value that you get with your tester, with your blood glucose monitor. So here's kind of a no-brainer. If your SG is an 85, and your BG, the one you've gotten with the finger stick, is a 92. They are really, really close. You're good. You go ahead and hit calibrate. Now I'm going to give you an example because I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to pretend as if my SG is something like a 168. And then when I go and I test, my BG is actually a 202. And that is a pretty big difference. Maybe too big, maybe not. So what I would do is I would get my calculator. It's not, I should have had this ready. Wait. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to calculate 35% of my SG to find my range. So in case you don't know how to calculate percentage, you want to move your decimal 2 places to the left. So 35 is 0.35. So my SG, let's pretend, is a 168. So there's my SG. I am going to multiply times 0.35. I'm trembling, it seems. So I don't know if you can see that. So I'm going to do a 168 times 0.35, and that would give me a 58.8. So now I can add or subtract 58.8 from that 168 to give myself a range. So I'm gonna call it 58. I'm gonna say 168 plus 58 is a 226. I'm not gonna do the subtraction because my number's not lower. Okay, so I'm just gonna go to the upper end of the range, and the upper end of the range is a 226. And I said, let's pretend that the BG that I've just gotten with my finger stick is a 202. Well, that's under that upper range, which means that this is a successful calibration number, and it'll be fine. So I would go ahead and calibrate. If, for instance, my BG was a 228, and I went ahead and I crunched it really quick, and I saw that that was actually over the range, I would not calibrate, I would wait. And a lot of times the SG, which is delayed, might take a couple of minutes to inch up, get a little bit closer, and then you'll find that you're in that 35%, maybe 5 minutes later, maybe 10 minutes later, maybe 12 minutes later, you know, but it's inching that way. So, and then that kind of cuts down on the BG requireds and the, you know, all the measures you need to take when you don't get a successful calibration. That's it. That's my story.